Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you specifically how to alter your status in the eyes of women so that way you can increase your sexual market value. Now this stems into leaning into 100% of who you are and focusing all of your time on you, okay? And I'm going to be explaining why. In the book of Proverbs, okay, 31:3, okay? You see, this was already written. This is not just me saying this is already written. So all of the concepts that I'm teaching you that I know are already drastically transforming your dating life, this is why. I will give you another example, just like I do every single week. Proverbs 31:3 says, "Do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings." If you spend your strength on women, trying to fulfill what they're wanting or trying to chase that relationship or trying to pursue them, you will become weak. And what you're going to notice is if you spend this time on yourself in the way that I'm going to show you, you will drastically increase your status, becoming a man of value, so that way she wants to be by your side and stays with you. And I'm going to show you how to do this, but you have to watch the entire video. Now, here's how I know that I am the best at teaching this. Inside of our movement, we had a guy comment the other day. He goes, "Language of Women review, hooked up with X last night, vibing at the club." He goes, "Seriously, Casey Zander, Language of Women is a masterpiece." He says, "Words can't actually do it justice, so I'll just call it a work of art. Never could have guessed when I signed up for Headman Nation, it would have been all this." This is what I'm seeing every single day, is guys coming together and actually mastering the language of women. Let's dive into today's video. Okay, there is so much going on here in today's video. Let's just start with the topic. So how to alter status in the eyes of women to increase sexual market value, and what I call this is masculinity secrets. So one more time, let's dive into this verse. Proverbs 31:3, "Do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings." What does that mean? Okay, first and foremost, when women are around a specific guy and he's emulating a lot of sex appeal, okay, he has high sexual market value, okay, he has all of these things going for him, he walks into a room and she can feel that something's different, or his style and his look is signaling different things that makes her want him. I'm going to explain what this is and what I mean by that. If you walk into a room and a woman taps her friend on the shoulder and she goes, "Who is that guy?" Right? She taps her friend, she goes, "Who is that guy? Oh my gosh, look at him. Who is that guy?" Okay, the core root of almost every single guy's problem in his dating life with women and with confidence in general stems from identity. Okay, who he is. The man doesn't know himself. And I'm going to explain to you what this means at a deeper level. Most men today do not know themselves at all. Now, what I can tell you is this: she wants and needs to know that you are someone. She wants to see that you are someone. You know yourself and you are someone. So as you age, especially as a man, what you do and how you act stems into your career. Okay, so career becomes you as a man. And what that means is that starts to become your identity. People will identify you as, he is the neurosurgeon, he is the professional football player, he is the guy on YouTube, he is the guy who owns a lawn care business, okay? I want you to imagine for a second, imagine if Michael Jordan didn't like playing basketball. What would have that done to his swagger, his persona, how he shows up on game day, mentally? All of this makes such a difference, okay? She needs to know that you know yourself. So to women, when she sees that you know yourself, this right here equals congruence, which now in that woman's eyes equals status. This is how you start to level up sexual market value. It all works together. How you look, how you walk, how you talk, how you act, and how you operate. And you get that purpose in life from your God-given calling from God. Okay, so stick with me here. This will make sense in due time. Far too many men try to be someone that they are not, when in actuality there is no right or wrong way to be, but you must be you, and you must embody who you are, and you must find that masculine spirit that all of you have inside of you. Now, for some of you wondering, well, how is this going to help me attract more women or whatever? Stick with me. As a man, your career is a representation of you, and that career must align with your God-given purpose and craft. Okay, every single day when I make these videos, look how in alignment I am with my craft of speaking towards you guys or to you guys with these topics, okay? Think about women's romance fantasies for a second. Just think about what they're thinking about. It's not necessarily your job to fulfill them, right? You are doing you. Do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings, right? But just think about the fantasies for a second. There's always some sort of masculine archetype involved. Think the high status CEO. You think the surgeon, the pilot, the professional athlete, the musician. There is an archetype. There's a masculine archetype. There is some guy doing something. This is active masculinity. Okay, active. He is doing something. He is the CEO. He is the surgeon. He is the guy flying the airplane. He is the pilot. Masculinity is active. Okay? So she envisions a guy who is doing something, who is about something, who has a craft. Okay? This is why you have to find your true God-given calling and identity in order to attract anybody into your life. So you embody your work, and it's a direct representation of you. So what I'm telling you is, as a man, you have to know thyself. You have to know who you are. Being someone to a woman is status. And now what happens, okay? Now she found a masculine man who knows himself. She found a true masculine man who knows himself. So notice, you need to actually be someone. The being part is so important. You need to be someone, okay? The being part of a man is huge for a woman to look at you through the lens of attraction. Some people online call this the female gaze. Some people online call this, whatever the case may be, her lens of attraction. This is what you have to do to start to emulate this in every way, shape, and form. So, the being is huge. Be someone. You have to become someone. You have to become something, okay? So here's what I can tell you. Let's say you're a doctor, okay? If you're a doctor, right? What you have to do is you have to act like it. You have to dress like it. You have to walk like it. You have to talk like it. Proud and confident of what you have become and who you are. Now, here's where the issues stem in. The issues, okay, because some of you guys think that if you had this important job, or if you had this high status career, or if you became something, you would be happy and you would be attractive and you would radiate the right aura to attract women. Not so fast, because it has to be what you want to be. See, this is the problem, is a lot of times men will build an archetype or a character or a career or a profession of something that is not even in alignment with who they are. So now let's look at the biggest issue. The biggest error or the biggest issue for men is when they are doing something not in alignment with who they are or their God-given calling and their God-given purpose. So what I'm telling you is this: you need to spend 100% of your time building the aura of identity, okay, and going deep on who you are. As a man, you have to figure out who the fuck you actually are. This is so important. Then, okay, what happens is when you do this, when you're in alignment with your career, your profession, your identity, you're happy with yourself, how you dress, how you walk, how you talk, the clothes you wear, all of it is so important. Then, here's what happens. Then you never pursue a woman a day in your life. In fact, they will pursue and they will find you. Because this is what women are looking for, is pre-selected high status men. But you only become in that realm or in that category when you embody the spirit of who you are. And this is so key. If you look at a lot of the men that women gravitate towards, I don't care if it's guys in a club, I don't care if it's guys in a bar, I don't care if it's guys who are professional athletes, I don't care if it's musicians and rock stars, I don't care what it is. These are men who are embodying themselves in a way that nobody else is emulating. And they're stepping into that fully, and they're unfiltered about it, and they don't care how it's perceived in the eyes of others. They don't care. And because of that, there's a layer of strength to that nobody else has. So, if you do this, you end up never pursuing a woman for a relationship or relationships in general a day in your life. In fact, they pursue you. So once again, Proverbs 31:3, men are made. You have to make yourself. Do not spend your strength on women. You spend your strength on yourself, fortifying yourself brick by brick. And this is not something you just do for 6 to 8 hours one day and then you give up. This is something you do daily. I would rather you have this mindset 90 minutes a day even, but you stick it out for the long haul over the next 20 years. The problem with most guys is they don't look long enough. They don't look long enough into the future. And they get a big burst of motivation and they start going hard and they work hard for 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, 12 hours a day they're putting in, and then they just quit. And the problem is you can't compound any efforts of success like that, because then you lose that momentum. Far better to play the long game. You exert the amount of energy that you can per day into building you, whether that be 60 minutes a day, 90 minutes a day, 2 hours a day, but you go the distance and you say, I'm going to keep on this path for the next 20 years. You see, that's how you become someone and how you become something. So men are made. So when I'm saying this, okay, do not spend your strength on women. Here's what happens if you do. If you do this, you will lose and they will win, because you will go weak majority of the time. Majority of the time you will slowly become emasculated. You will become somebody that you are not, because you are spending your strength on the wrong things. You're spending your emotional output and your emotional emphasis on the wrong things, and you are losing the masculine essence that makes you you. So take this a step further, okay? She only feels safe with a man who puts himself as the main focus 24/7. The main focus of you and your life is to connect with yourself in that identity, in your higher level of God-given calling. That is what you need to be doing, okay? So she feels safer with men who do this because he has his priorities in the right alignment. He is not making her the center of his life. So stop giving women reasons to reject you. If you're living this path the way that I'm describing, you are going to have a natural masculine swagger and aura about you, but you have to step into it. And when you step into it, now it's your job to stop giving women reasons to reject you. Here's what I can tell you. They do not have X-ray vision. So at face value, at surface value, okay, they can't see that you are insecure. They can't see it. They can't tell that you're insecure automatically. They can't see it. So stop giving them a reason to automatically assume that you are, okay? They can't see that you're feeling that approach anxiety. They can't see it. They also cannot see that you have feelings where maybe you feel inadequate or you feel like you have no value that you could offer a woman. They can't see this. So stop giving them reasons to reject you, because at face value, she's naturally walking around probably assuming that you're confident. And if you're not talking to her, if you're not making that approach, she probably just thinks that you're not into her. So that's what you have to remember. Most women think that a lot of times men have endless amounts of swagger and options. So just lean into that, because naturally she's going to think and feel that way anyway. So here's what I can tell you. Most men today truly don't know themselves, and it shows with how majority of men are living their lives day to day. So you have to be okay with being you. Now here's the thing. Once you're okay with being you, you spend 100% of your time at that, and you become the best that you can be. So this right here is why I created our movement. This is why we have brought over 650 guys together into this, is because these are men who are not spending their strength on women. Okay, they are spending their strength building themselves, understanding the language of women, but taking that time to reflect a better version of themselves for the future. So your vigor on those who ruin kings is a very strong statement. You only have so much energy. You only have so much mental bandwidth and mental energy to put towards things. You need to put it into yourself, because it's the only way you become the man that you are called to be. So together we are strong, which means you need guys in your corner who think the same way, and that is exactly why I created this community. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.